It's the onus lies on us to find policies that work for us.
Okay.
Policies that work for us. And not lift policies from some people's place and bring it here. It was the systems.
Okay.
The systems to make the physical infrastructure work well for the people.
I like to be educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before the new. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew how much I miss. I know.
Welcome to Kingside TV. The program is Money Mindset and Psychology. We have met again with my big man. He's a researcher, a PhD student, and then an economics. We want to look into the social amenities. When we talk about the social amenities, we'll be looking into roads, hospitals, and schools. Before white men came to Africa, were there schools, hospitals, and after they left, has it changed, developed, or what has happened now? So, my brother,
Yes.
welcome, and then
Thank you
good
very
evening.
much. Thank you very much. And I think we've done before independence. Now we want to go
We have,
into those
yeah,
after Africa became self-governed. We blacks decided to take charge of our own affairs, and you could see that before independence, most of these physical amenities, let's say physical amenities, the schools,
yeah,
the hospitals, the roads, the communication networks were centered at where the white man stayed.
okay,
When you come to Ghana, you see good, some nice road, big, good wood houses, hospitals in Cape Coast, in Accra, in some cocoa growing areas, or where we have gold. See railways there, where the minerals go to Western region, where there's bauxite, and you see there are railways there. In other regions in Africa, that's what we have seen. But after independence, when the um, black man, after colonization, when black man began to run his own affairs, as Dr. Kwame Nkrumah put it, you could see that our development became merely, especially the infrastructural development, became a continuation of what was left for us.
okay,
Yes, there were some massive expansions. In Ghana, where I live, you could see that education went to the north.
mm-hmm.
Free education up to the secondary school level was at the north. Um, Roads were constructed to some places, especially when the leader of the country comes from. In Ghana, when we had military leaders, the
Mm-hmm.
village he comes from, he will make sure the road is done. So you go to the Ashanti region where President Champon comes from, see the place was tarred.
Yeah,
Go to where a free fathers comes from, the place was tarred. So our development has generally become a continuation of what the white man's left us. Yes, after independence, there have been expansions, undeniably.
yeah,
Schools, University of Ghana, we started in 1948, maybe when Dr. Kwame Nkrumah took power, he established the Kumasi one, University of Science and Technology.
yeah,
He expanded the University of Ghana to be a major research hub in the region. So University of Ghana expanded. Okay, there were physical in hospitals too. You could see that Kolebu, as it were, was upgraded. Kolebu was upgraded. More buildings were added, new buildings, nice ones. So you could see that the physical infrastructure, yes, there was expansion. Nobody denies that. Roads, there were some towns that had never seen road before. You started seeing tarred roads. There were some towns that were not seeing electricity, modern electricity. Energy went there to allow them make use of gadgets, electronic gadgets. But what was missing was the systems.
Okay.
The systems to make the physical infrastructure work well for the people. And it has been missing pre-colonial and post-colonial, and even till now, though now we can't say it's missing, but it's not functioning well as it's supposed to be. What systems am I talking about? We can build hospitals all over the country. Now, almost every region has a regional hospital.
Yeah.
I can't say for districts, but I know regions have regional hospitals. The previous government in Ghana launched the Agenda 111 to make sure that almost every district had a district hospitals too. But look at this. Does the systems work? Does even currently Ghana is fighting over medical doctors who have graduated from school and have been posted to certain hospitals they don't want to go because it is in the rural areas.
Right.
So the systems we have to put in place to make the physical infrastructure work. So we've built the hardware and the software is malfunctioning.
Mm-hmm.
It makes the whole thing malfunction.
Okay.
Yes, hospitals are there. We've seen hospitals. The sad thing that has happened in Ghana now, which everybody is deliberating on. A young man in his early 30s was jogging around the road, jogging alongside the road. A car knocked him down and they carried him to the hospital. The whole Kolebu hospital, he said there's no bed for the guy.
Wow.
Emergency, there's no bed, and the guy died.
This serious.
For a country like Ghana, Ghana is 69 years in March next month, and there's no bed for a young man who has been knocked down by a car. He bled to death. So that's the system I'm talking about. We build hospitals and we don't put systems in place to take care of the people. And the system, as it were, has been taking care of the influential, the rich, the top 10%. It works for only the top. What would have happened if this person was a minister's son or a minister himself? Would they say there's no bed?
No.
They would never say that. They would never say that. So the question about our development has been the fact that, yeah, we are developing. Our governments are building the roads. But even the systems to make the road work better for us is not there. How do we toll our roads to make sure that we maintain some maintenance culture amongst us? How do we repair our roads? Even the road safety laws for normal drivers to take into account is missing. Our schools are talking about poor infrastructure. The schools are everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You go and they say, oh, the teachers, we don't have enough teachers. We don't have enough classrooms, right? They are all struggling in one way or the other, whether financially, either aspect, different aspect, expertise wise. Okay, so you can have schools, but even the quality of people you are training becomes low.
Before you continue, will you agree with this statement? I personally I don't agree with that, but most people believe that African development has been impeded because of the Western world.
It's a yes or no question.
Okay.
You know, you can't blame the Western world. It's a zero sum game. If they have to rise, they need to take advantage of someone. We are in a global market. And if you decided not to rise, someone will rise. Someone will step on you and rise.
Yeah.
And we have to come to realization that we have everything it takes for us to rise. Until then, there will be no rising for Africa. Like you said, we can always blame the external forces. Recently you realize that we've produced so much cocoa that the government says it can't pay for the farmers what they've produced. The government have reduced it by 1,000 Ghana cedis. That's $100
Mm-hmm.
per bag. The government have reduced the price he buys cocoa from the farmers. So it means the farmer worked all year expecting somewhere around $350 per bag, only to finish. And the government announces that, oh, he has reduced the price. He's not buying the cocoa per bag at that price again. He's buying at $250. That's the reality now.
Mm-hmm.
So the farmer can plan. And you know what? Government is buying the raw beans. No processing,
Yeah.
nothing here. No value addition. We are selling, the government will go and sell the raw beans on the international market to the Western world. And they will process it, use it to do cocoa butter, use it to do cocoa drink, use it to do chocolate, use it to produce beverages, and sell to us as finished goods
Yeah.
at high prices. For the white man or for the person in the developed world, they are getting a cheaper good from us. And it's simple economics. If you go to the market and you have two goods of the same quality, and one is giving it to you at a cheaper price than the other, which one would you buy?
You buy the
Which one?
cheaper.
So they are also doing simple economics. It's just economics. Mm? And there's a paper why Africa have developed slowly, and it talks about something like this. And who should Africa blame whilst our development blame for our development being slow? Who should we blame? Should we blame external forces? Should we blame internal forces? Even the internal forces is our destiny that we can grow faster, or is it our own policies that is not making them grow faster? And in the end, the paper concluded that it is our policies that are not
Mm-hmm.
making them grow faster. Our own policies. Farmers in Ghana has been growing cocoa for over 100 years.
Yeah.
We've been mining gold for over 100 years. There was no gold refinery in Ghana. There's no cocoa processing plant that can process all the cocoa we do in Ghana for us. No. We keep selling the raw materials to the Europe. Just how the white man left the economy for us. The white man set up the economy for us to feed his industries out there. And when he gave it to us, he said, "Oh, we will feed your industries for you." We didn't find a way to turn it around and feed ourselves, to make us self sufficient. Every day I say this: countries like Iran, North Korea, Russia, they've been hit with thousands of sanctions
Yeah.
in the international market, but they are surviving. In fact, most of those countries I mentioned, Russia, they are doing better than us.
Sure.
North Korea, maybe life there might be better than us here. Iran, in terms of GDP per capita, standard of living. So why? What is the African man's excuse? It's our own policies. The last time our lecture I talked about leadership crisis,
Hmm.
when the first generation of African leaders were taking off some true coups, most of them true coup d'etat. Those people who took over lacked the leadership skills. They didn't have any vision for us. They just took us to where the white man left us. Okay. So if you look at our inflationary figures, when the inflation they announce that inflation is maybe 10% or whatever, just go deeper and break down the 10%, you see that food inflation is causing more contribution to it than any other. But we live on a fertile land. Recently, Ghanaian traders went to Burkina Faso to buy tomatoes to come and sell in Ghana.
Yeah.
And rebels killed some of them and they came. Now people are saying that why should Ghana go to Burkina Faso to buy tomatoes? Why? And if you look at the geography, if you did your geography well, you know that Ghana's vegetation, the land Ghana sits on, is fertile than what
Burkina.
Burkina Faso is sitting on. So why are we going there to buy tomatoes? There's some systematic failure here. Why are we going there to buy onions when there's onion here? We've been made to think that perfume rice is the best, and perfume rice comes from Thailand and Taiwan or China. Meanwhile, we can grow rice here. The other day, I was talking to someone that my friend is building a house, and he's buying American paint. You are buying American paint, but there's Leyland and Azar in Ghana that produces paint, a paint that is made for the Ghanaian weather.
Hmm.
But this person wants American paint. The moment they say American paint, he wants American paint. He wants a door in his house. He wants Turkish door.
Yeah.
Now, I don't blame them. His policies that give birth to some of these things. Government are not putting policies to stimulate local demand. Government have not done anything to make sure that the people love what they have. Government have not done anything to stimulate innovation, to catalyze innovation, speed up innovation. Because maybe the doors we produce here are not good doors. Udum Wawa doors. But the Turkish and the Chinese doors, people see them and they say, yeah, this is a door. I hope you get
But
a drink.
I get it. But don't you think that as we Africans, we don't value what we have?
Like I said, we are going in circles. You are speaking the same language as me. in that we as Africans were made to think that the white man is superior because white man was our colonial master over the years. And when he left, we haven't done anything to move ourselves from that belief. Hmm? So I met someone online last week, and the person was saying that when you go to our palaces and maybe you commit a certain crime and they send you to a palace, okay, or even when you are going for local weddings or traditional weddings or this thing, they say Fansa Pabra, Bruninsa, and Sapa. Even our traditional leaders and our
Yeah.
they say Bruninsa and Sapa. Whoa, are you getting it?
Yeah, yeah, I
Those
get it.
who are supposed to be the custodians of our culture, who are supposed to know better. They say Bruninsa and Sapa, the white man's drink, the good
That
drink,
that's a
bring
good drink.
snap. Snap. Snap is not our drink.
Yeah.
If I'm lying, you are best positioned to tell me.
No, no, that's true. That's true.
So we've been, I think the thing starts from our mind. We need to decolonize our mind. It starts on our TVs, it starts on our weddings. My friend was going to marry, and sadly, after doing for the traditional one for house, which is marriage, our marriage.
That is the marriage proper.
That is the marriage. They said no, we should go to court to sign, which is another marriage. Customary, one man, one wife,
Yeah.
who doesn't demand any bride price. You can go pick form and do it. But the church is church. The church was so for me. I think even in this, the religion have also played a role.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
We
definitely.
see, we see that there's something trending on social media today. I think since last week, a white guy got married over the weekend. He married a Ghanaian lady. The white guy had tattoos all over his body, even on his head,
Okay.
and he's even braided his beard. And he came to marry the Ghanaian lady. And people are saying that if a Ghanaian guy appears in front of a Ghanaian family with this number
Like
of
that.
tattoos, with this even appearance of this guy, they won't even look at him. They will brand him a tag.
Yeah.
They will call him names. They won't even allow their daughter to work with that guy.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment a white man came, what's happening? They've done the nice one. Even pastors are there praying for them.
Yeah.
When the Russian guy came to Ghana, I'm sure you've seen the videos.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen the
Hey,
video.
what's your name? How old are you? Come to my place and see how I live. And that's it. So it's all of us. When we see a white man, white person, we think we've seen God. Maybe as when we were young, we thought that
That's
when we
what
are
our
going
our
to
our, our elders were telling us.
yeah, when you are going to look for God and you meet a white man, go back. You've met God.
So
Such mentality.
clearly that means what Bob Marley and Pete Touch, those Rastafarian were preaching that we are still under mental slavery.
We
It's
are
still
still on
working.
it. We are still on it. We are still on it. But gradually, like I said, it all comes from policies and what we do. Okay. Gradually in our schools, people are these things every day I thank God that these things are happening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they happen and they educate us. They happen and they educate us. Now people will learn and do better.
Sure.
When there is any situation like that, people will learn and do better and realize that no, this is not how it's supposed to be done. At least there's a better way of going around it. You see, when we talk about development, okay,
Hmm.
people look at the physical infrastructure, the
Yeah.
roads, the high-rise buildings, the schools, and but for me, I always talk about systems, the institutions, the laws we put in place, the systems. Okay, we can have all the hospitals here, and what if the hospitals are giving low quality care?
Hmm.
We can demolish the whole of Kolebu and build it fresh, high-rise buildings, or and the care, the quality of the care, or there are no systems for people to access it. Access. We can build all the schools, and the people can't access it in terms of finances, or even there are no scholarships in place, and even what they are teaching is not relevant to our development, our progress, or doesn't put anything on the table. It doesn't lift us out of poverty.
Yeah.
At least China have done it for us to see. China in the late 70s up to the Ghana was doing better than them in terms of GDP per capita.
Sure.
It took 30 years to change their life around. 30, just 3 decades, and everything changed. So there are people in China now who saw how they were poor and now how they have become rich. The whole world, everybody look at China and they'll say, wow, it's China. Okay. So development goes into the systems, the institutional, the institutional design, the institutional infrastructure than the physical infrastructure. I think the physical infrastructure is the byproduct of what we will put in place,
Yeah.
workable solutions you put in place. What you build a whole schools and the population, there are a lot of people who can't even go to school because of the cost, or even locations, or even the courses they are teaching. It took one government to come and launch free SHS, right? So that a lot of us can go to school, reduce the cost. I know people when we were young, after JSS, they can't go to SS because the cost that is coming, they can't.
Can. Yeah.
They can't. So people were running away from the cost. And now, university education. Now I've seen that the Scholarship Secretariat of Ghana get fund. They are doing well. They are giving
Hmm.
people scholarships left, right, center, especially local scholarships. Go and learn. If you want to learn, go and learn. Every year you see people gaining scholarships to go and learn. Now that is development. So in my concluding remark, I want to say that if we talk about development, Africa or Ghana in itself have not moved away from what the white man left us. The white man's economic system was to use here as the raw material hub
How?
to
Yeah.
produce raw materials to feed their firms in the developed world. Now, when they left and we started managing our own affairs, it has been the same thing. We are producing gold and sending to them. We are producing, cutting down our timber and sending to them. We are growing, what do you call it? cocoa and sending to
Oh,
them. Now, even manpower, Ghana has agreement with Barbados to send doctors
yeah,
and nurses. Ghana has agreement. You see, we are even exporting services, manpower to them. But we haven't figured out a way to make use of these raw materials or even the proceeds from these raw materials to develop ourselves, to make ourselves a better place, to make this place a better place, to make someone want to also queue for a visa and come to this place.
come to Africa. Yeah,
And that has been the problem. But I recently you could see that Africans are waking up. If you read around, you read what people do and what people are writing, you see that gradually we will get there.
yeah, yeah. Because I think is it just last week or this week, I saw President Mahama post saying that he will make sure that he put things in place so that they will process the cocoa bean right in Ghana. They are not going to export the raw material again. So I think if our leaders
Let's hope.
start doing that, things
You
will
see,
get
like I
better.
said,
And
it's just simple economics. The white man or the company in the developed world that is getting it cheaper from you sees that you want to start doing it at your base. They will also start putting things in place to prevent you from doing that. So, like I said, it's simple economics. And let's pray we are always at the winning side.
from what we have discussed so far, I think the what we need to do as Africans is to just relearn and stop that mental
For me,
civilization.
I think it's the onus lies on us to find policies that work for us.
Okay.
Policies that work for us. And not lift policies from some people's place and bring it here.
Yeah, yeah, because we
We
think
are
we are
let's
all
we have to
civilized.
identify ourselves that we are a developing country.
Mhm.
And for a developing country, what do we need? Where do we want to go in the next 5 years? Where do we want to go in the next 10 years? Now, in the next 10 years, where we want to go, what do we have to do to get there? Not just paperwork, but
Actionable,
actionable policies.
like what is happening in Dumasuya.
Exactly. Put things in place for people to see that this will work and get the people to buy into it. Development is a whole discipline on its own, and it takes talented leaders to get people to buy into their visions. Singapore did it, China did it. At first, people thought this won't work, or they are dictators and they whatever, but it's working. China at a point was taking foreign aid. Foreign aid.
Yeah, yeah.
China was taking foreign aid. We found ourselves in a conundrum. Let me put it that way. At a junction that some people argue that the West have developed. Those who have developed already are ready to share with us how they developed, so that we use that same route to develop. But it doesn't work like that.
No, it
That's
doesn't work
lying.
like that.
Some people think yes, we can do that. So they go to China, borrow their policies and bring it here. They go to
It will
Norway, borrow their policies and bring it here.
never
They go
work.
to United States, borrow their policies and bring it here. It doesn't work like that. But currently, that's what people think works. Because some of these policies, you come here, you think, as oh, come on, this It's not Ghanaian. Okay. How will Ghana put its own policies in place for it to work?
Mhm.
That's what we're talking about.
That means we should all, as Africans, be one with Bob Marley. As he said, we must emancipate ourselves from mental slavery and
If
then
we work on
think
the
as
mentals, the
yeah,
rest will
think
come.
as an African, and black man is capable of managing his own affairs. My brother, thank you for educating us on this topic about after colonialism. We will still talk more about this because Africa need to be great again, and
Yeah,
it takes you and me
yeah.
as to make Africa to be great. Thank you, my
I
brother.
like to
Thank
be
you very much.
educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before